What is going on, everybody? David here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Primal Attack Wave 1 Massive Biters, which consists of the Tarbosaurus and the Sarcosuchus. And yes, as you can see, these have already been pre-cut, so that way it will be a little easier so I don't have to be struggling with it. So I've had these for a while, so I'm just now getting around to reviewing these two species. And these are brand new species from Mattel, so very excited about that. Very happy to have these in the collection. And so pretty much know the drill. We'll just take a quick look at the packaging, and then we'll get right into the dinosaurs, comparisons, and so forth. So we're going to start off with the Tarbosaurus. So here is the Tarbosaurus in its packaging, and pretty much the basic style packaging. You know, Jurassic World Primal Attack, Tarbosaurus at the bottom, massive biters, and you got Owen and Blue staring off at the blue. So let's go ahead and remove the Tarbo, and then, as you know, it's the card back is probably the best thing about this packaging is the card back. You know, we got the fencing to make it look like that it's in its paddock, and then, you know, with the sunset and the color schemes and everything. So it makes it just a vintage style homage to nostalgia factor for the Jurassic Park stuff, you know. And then we have the back, and it says Thrash and Chomp. And then we have the figures that are on this line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Tarbo. And with the Tarbosaurus out of its packaging, right off the bat, you know, I really love the body sculpt and the color scheme. You know, it looks a little basic, maybe a little too plain for some, but it works. You know, you got the gray plastic body mold, and then we have this dark grayish tone right here that goes all the way down to the back. And surprisingly, that it didn't stop right there, but it just carried all the way over here to down there. So that's what I like to see. And so we got the little stripings down the side of the legs, and then on this side it's the same thing. And we got a very muscular structure body type with this species. And this is this belongs into the Tyrannosaurus family. So it's a little bit smaller, you know, but it's not as big as the Tyrannosaurus. So, but as you can tell with the little arms right there, with the two fingers. And we'll do some comparisons with some other Tyrannosaur figures. And yeah, I just like the way that they sculpted and everything, with the muscle tone right there, the ribs right here in the stomach, you know, the muscular legs all the way down there. And surprisingly, it's not painted. The toenails and the dew claws. And yeah, and neither are the hands. So then you have this reddish tone that's down to here all the way to the neck and to the bottom of the jaw. And it looks pretty clean. And so as far as the eyes goes, it looks like it's on par right there. And then the eye right there looks good. And then as far as the jaw goes, these teeth are painted very well, no sloppiness. And then here is the tongue, very nice texture to it, right there. And then here at the bottom, there's really nothing at the bottom right here. And there is the Jurassic World logo right there. And then here is the Facts app, if y'all need that for y'all's collection. So here is the articulation as the legs go up and down. So as you can tell, that both of them go up and down because that's part of the action features connected to them. And then the arms on a ball and hinge, so they go out, up and down, side to side. So very nice on that end. And then here on the tail, here is the action feature right there. There's the button. Very nicely blended in, very seen. You know, if you look at it real closely, you can see it, but you know, from a distance, you know, you can't really tell that there is a button, depending on how you display the figure. So, the action feature is tied to the tail. I always liked how they tied the action feature, you know, where it's not so noticeable. So then we have the button right there. So you press it down, get the chomping sound. That's sound, but these don't come with sounds. And then you get the motion back and forth. You can move this like you're eating something. So very cool, very good stuff for stop motion videos. If people like, for those that like to do that. So very impressive toy. I really do like this. You know, love this thing a lot because the simple fact is it's a new species. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons. All right, so the first comparison that we have is the young Rex from series 1 from the Kenner Jurassic Park line. So really like that a lot. I think that's a very good, nice scaling right there. And so we'll go ahead and bring in, we'll bring in the Albertosaurus, the battle damaged Albertosaurus from the Dino Rivals line. So this is another species for the Tyrannosaurus family. So very good scaling. Now I don't know if that's accurate as far as, you know, the different sizes. They might have been the same size. I'm pretty sure somebody will let me know in the comments below. But that does look good though. I really like the scaling of that, you know. And last but not least, we have the Definitely Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus Rex, and compared to the Tarbo. So that's pretty much accurate representation there, even though the T-Rex didn't have that tripodal stance. But you gotta remember, this came out in the T-Rex came out in 1987 or 88, part of the Play School Definitely Dinosaurs line. So had to bring that out, you know, for a comparison. So I think it's very neat. I love the size comparison to that. And we got Wheatley along with the little cave woman that goes with the T-Rex. I forgot her name. So but anyways, let's go on to the Sarcosuchus. So next up we have the Sarcosuchus. Now this is my favorite of the bunch from Wave 1. So I like this one better than the Tarbo, just because one is we finally have a large prehistoric crocodile. So very excited to have that. And so let's go ahead and move this out the way. And this is the packaging that it came with. So basically your basic style Massive Biters packaging. And then we have the back where it says Thrash and Chomp. And let's go ahead and get this out the way and bring in our Sarco. So right off the bat, I love this figure. I mean, you can't go wrong with the paint scheme on this one. And I know they're going to do a reissue pretty soon. I'm just not a fan of that reissue paint scheme. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so yeah, this is a more realistic paint scheme as far as this figure goes. So this is probably one of the largest crocodile, and This is the first time I think we've ever got a figure form of this particular species, the Sarcosuchus. So, really, really like this a lot. Love the paint scheme. Look at that. So it's got that pea soup colored body, but with the brown paint scheme from the snout all the way down to the tail. When was the last time that ever happened? Why can't they do that with everything else? But anyways, but yeah, love this body mold and everything. Love the way how everything is structured, especially with the scales and everything. So it's just beautiful texturing right there. Like I said, Mattel has the best body molds out there today as far as when it comes to their figures. And like I mentioned before, the paint schemes, not so much, but you can't deny their body molds and what they use as far as how they make their figures, you know. And so here is the head sculpt right here. Very long snout. Individual teeth are painted. The eye is on point on that side. And then the eye is on point on this one. And you gotta love the fact that they added a wet tongue right there. So, very nice. And then the gums on the top. Top of the gums are wet too as well. So, very nice on that part. Look at that, like that wet slimy look and feel to it, you know. So, gotta love that. And the gums on the side. So as far as articulation goes, these legs can go in and out. They got a hinge at the hip, at the the thigh, and then you can't really move the back like that, just a little bit, but maybe because it's tied to the action feature. So the hind legs don't really move all that much, which is fine, you know. But it's got the hinge at the hip articulation, and then you got a ball joint right here at the legs in the front, so they can go forward and backwards, in and out. Same thing with this one. It's so very nice how they have it seamed right there. You don't really notice it because that's not what you're looking at. You're looking at the figure as a whole. So I admire the fact that they're improving on their figures as far as their action features goes and how they hide the feature, you know. And then here you got the button right there. And so this thing does sit down on the ground nice and snug. So where you can have all 4 feet down there. So, but as far as the feature goes, just grab it by its tail and you press down on that button, and then you just move it side to side, and then you can rotate it around. So let's go ahead and get poor old Wheatley right here. And then don't ask. So there you go. So let's go ahead and do some quick size comparisons. So better yet, since we already have Wheatley out, so let's go ahead and size him up with the Sarco. So might be on a little bit on the smaller side, but we'll bring somebody out that's a little smaller so we can get a more accurate representation. And so for our first comparison, we have Codus from the Kenner Bone Age line. And I like to think that Codus is the Dinosuchus. So that way I could have a Sarcosuchus and then I have a Dinosuchus. But who knows? Who knows what species Kenner made when it came to Codus for the Bone Age line. You know, even though it is an alligator, you know, because of the snout. And then you have his caveman. So this is more of an accurate representation when it comes to, if you want to compare it to a human to a Sarco. So that's pretty much right there, you know. All right, so let's go ahead and bring out one more comparison. And we have Lizzie from the Rampage toy line by Leonard. So as you can see, that Lizzie is humongous. So yeah, so that's pretty much accurate as far as representation. But you know, in reality, if this was real life, Lizzie would be like 50 times bigger than the Sarco, you know. But yeah, I really like the plate compatibility that you could use for this particular alligator and crocodile, you know, mashup. You know, if you wanted them to be in their own little world together. Okay, so that will do it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed this review as much as I did filming it. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite massive biter is. Do you like the Sarco or do you like the Tarbo, Sarcosuchus or Tarbosaurus? Me personally, like I mentioned, I love the Sarcosuchus. You know, I love the Tarbo, but simple fact that we have a prehistoric alligator is something different and unique and special. As you know, we do have plenty of TRex species now, but you know, who knows if we're going to get another different crocodile or alligator species from Mattel, you know. But I hope so, because this one is very cool, you know. I love the gimmick and everything, so it works out just fine. So, that being said, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.